So my son's car has been throwing a couple of codes, and it turns out, I'm sure some of you have had to go through this before, but we're replacing all three of these solenoids. I think there's one that's causing us a problem, but what we're gonna do is, since you have to remove this upper intake manifold to get to the three that are located just in behind here, just to change one, I'm gonna change all three of them so that I don't have to go back in there again to replace the second one. Should really disconnect the battery before doing any of this, so I'll do that now. Now remove this. There's the power. No more power to the car. All right, grab a 10 mil with an extended socket on it. You're gonna need to remove, I've already done it, 1, 2, 3 behind there. Then you're gonna have to remove one here, one on the opposite side there. There's a total of 5. And what I'm doing here is this intake boot. I've just loosened these steel rings. There's 2 more 10mm bolts. They're deep down in here, and sticking an extension with a 10mm socket works, but the problem is trying to get the nut off and not drop it and lose it down in there. But I'm using a grease gun. Take a little bit of grease. I'm just going to put grease down inside the socket. When I get this on the 10mm nut that's down here, it'll act like glue and should, in theory, prevent the nut from dropping all the way down into the engine. Let's see here. Like that. Now, you pull that out, there's your nut. These bolts are located right beside the engine dip, the oil dipstick. Go ahead and do the same for the second one. There's probably enough grease still left. Yeah, more on. Pack that again, full of grease. Pull it out carefully. Voila, nut. All right, now I'm just gonna leave the grease on those nuts, on these nuts. I'm going to pick this intake manifold up, or lift it up and move it forward a bit. This should just pick up like that. There we go. You have to be really cautious when removing this stuff. I'm gonna remove this first line. Okay, so I removed the alternator wire, 12mm bolt. Get that up out of the way. I've got this wedged up enough now that I can get in here and see. We've got a blue clip, a white clip, and a black clip, all in that order. Blue top, white middle, black bottom. So if you disconnect them all at once, that's the order they go in, but they each have their own separate vacuum line. I've got paper towel shoved down in here because if you accidentally knock your air conditioning cap off and it falls down in there, it's going to be a big problem. I knocked mine off, but it didn't go down in there. So the actual lines, here's the blue line. It's got a blue dot. The white has a white dot. And if you're lucky, the black won't have a dot because it's black. So, and also if you're reusing these gaskets, be gentle when you're shoving your arm back there that you don't rip the surface of one of these. Anyways, I'm reusing these. I suggest you get new ones, but I'll be the guinea pig and let you know how it goes. Is this part right here clips in on the back side. There's all 3 of them, new, ready to go. Blue, white, and black. Anyways, connect up all the 3 vacuum hoses and the 3 plug-in clips on the back, and then we're going to do everything in reverse order. All right, the upper intake manifold has been placed back on. The 3 bolts in here, the 2 bolts in here. I have the 2 bolts that are hidden down in here, and then put on that boot right there and tighten down those clamps. Also reconnect the alternator and slap the battery back on. Anyways, this is back together. My son's heading out for the night, so I just have the battery charger on it. We did fire it up, and after having the battery disconnected, I figured I'd have to reset the codes to get the engine light off, and we started the car, and for the first time ever, the engine light was off. So that's a bonus. Thanks for watching. Definitely those 3 solenoids. The car is idling better. Pump here now works for the first time. Engine codes gone, ready for safety.